Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. Hello, you Daily Dishers. Welcome. I barely got here in time. You just have no idea. And I honestly, I don't need this. I'm going to take this off. But I literally just walked in the door. I was having, I had thermography, if anybody's familiar with that. I was having a thermography done this morning. So, somebody got late. So it put everybody late. It just made me think about how when we don't take care of ourselves, when we don't do what we are supposed to do, the ripple effect affects others. So I didn't get into my appointment until 12:30. My appointment was at 12. And everybody behind me, from the woman who was late today, it affected every single one of us. We don't think in those terms. We don't think about the ripple effect. We don't think how our good deeds and our not so good deeds and our thoughtless deeds affect others. So I'm just putting it out there because it kind of peeved me. Anyway, Jenny had a show all ready to go just in case I didn't make it in time, but here I am, and here you are on Thursday, and I'm so glad to see you. Jocelyn, Trisha, good grief, I haven't seen you in a while, and it's nice to have you here. Chris is in the house, Jackie, Doris. Isn't it fun to get together? Corliss, I'm so glad to see you as well. And anyway, that's what I need. Cheers. Chris has got green tea and a Target trifecta smoothie. Just sitting there, ready to break her fast. I love it. Such a good habit to get into, by the way. And that's what I'm going to have after I'm done with the show. That's what I'm going to do. Anyway, for those of you who've never done thermography, it's different than mammography. And there are some doctors who support it and some doctors who don't. My doctor, fortunately, does support it. And you basically stand there. You have to cool everything off, right? You take off your clothes from the waist up, cool everything off, and then they just take pictures and they do a thermal scan of your breasts. So it's October, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So I did it. Proud of myself for getting that done. Anyway, take care of them, your girls. That's what I say. It's time to take care of your girls, however it is that you do it, and whatever fits with you and your doctor's healthcare decision. It's your decision as well as your doctor's, by the way. If you're uncomfortable with something, don't ever do it. Find somebody that'll work with you. That's kind of how I did it. Alrighty. So cheers. Here's my empty glass of nothing because I left it upstairs. I at least got it out of the car. But this whole week has just been we've been talking about mindfulness. We've been talking about the necessity of just being aware of our thoughts and our words and how they affect us. Hey there, Martha. So good to have you here. And today, what I want to do is talk about the practice of mindfulness, And there's three big things, three huge things. And believe it or not, that this practice has the ability to shrink your amygdala. That part of the brain I wouldn't mind shrinking. I don't know about you. We'll talk about it. I promise you it's coming on board. Hey, Deborah, glad to have you here. Martha, of course. So we'll talk about that. Now, three things. The supplement of the week, Just Juice Veggies. Is this ever flying out the door? Look at this. Yes, you want that. Remember, 7 to 9 servings of fruit and vegetables in just one teeny weeny scoop. And it is going to beef up your Target Trifecta smoothie and make sure that you are hitting it on all cylinders. We need that nutritional boost, y'all. You know what? I think we all need this like really bad. So let's get her done. So if you want more information about this, buy 3, get 1 free. That's a huge honking deal. Go to savingdinner.com/show. And we're getting toward the end of the week here, y'all. I won't be here next week for that great deal. So don't sleep on this one. The other thing that I want to make sure that you know about is Croctober Surprise, which, that goes away on Monday. Just listen to me. You'll think, oh, I've got time, whatever. You don't get on it when you think about it. Go to savingdinner.com/surprise, and you'll see the entire array of everything that we're offering. First of all, we're taking dinner answers down to $67 for a whole year of weekly recipes, menus, shopping lists, and however many people, however style you eat. It's just really super convenient. And you also have the access to change anything that you want to. So it's just such a screaming deal. And then the bonuses that come with it, come on, including some cooking lessons. I'm serious. Go check it out at savingdinner.com/surprise. And lastly, I do not want you to forget about the Hot Melt 30. We are starting that on Tuesday. I know, weird, right? But Tuesday is November 1st. And on November 1st, we are having a contract signing, because there's a contract involved, in that evening, Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern. So everybody who has the Hot Melt 30, you're all invited to it. So if you already purchased it in the past, you will get an invitation in your email. If you haven't done it yet, get on it. And I would strongly suggest you go get your kit too, your Hot Melt 30 kit. We have a few left. Take advantage of it. Go grab it. savingdinner.com/30, THIRTY. Hi, Anne, Jeanette. Lovely to have you here. Do y'all know that the quote of the week just floors me? I love it because my hero, and yours too, I'm sure, is Diana Nyad. I love her so much because she proved at 64, that's my age, that you can do anything that you want to do if you are willing to work for it. She showed the world. And her quote is this: I have failed and faltered many times, but I can look back without regret because I was never burdened with the paralysis of fear and inaction. Conquering your fear is a decision, right? It doesn't just happen. It's not waving a magic wand. It's not the miracle of angels descending from heaven and covering you with their fluffy wings. That's not how it works. Fear is a decision. It's a deciding I'm going to do this anyway, even though it scares the what out of me. I am going to do it. So there's that. Getting over the fear and making a decision to move forward anyway. And secondarily, taking massive, inspired action. It's always required to get anything done that we want. There's a requirement. I talk about Tanya all the time because I'm so proud of her. And, she has shown up. Massive, inspired action. You don't lose 130 pounds by not showing up. You just don't. You don't get those kind of results by just Irish goodbying everybody and just, see you later, alligator, kind of a thing. Being in and out and in and out. No, you stay in. You stay committed. You stay the course. And that's what our Tanya has done. And if that's the kind of result that you want in your life, well, guess what? Stay the course. And I'll tell you what, almost any plan out there will do. There's a few out there that I look at and I go, oh my gosh, I can't believe people actually bought this hook, line, and sinker. But I'm going to tell you something right now. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. If you can get your head around what it is that is required of you to have the life that you want, and if that's 130 pounds less, like Tanya's goal was, right? Then you can do anything. Then you're gonna start with a mindset that's pretty much bulletproof. And that's what we're talking about today. Because mindfulness doesn't just happen, that also is a decision. And we move into that and we do something about it. It really is, I think it's just freedom, solid freedom when we get to that place. All right, let's talk about it. Let's bring our friends on from TikTok because mindfulness is a thing. It affects all of us. And here's the thing that I know about the practice of mindfulness, by the way, and I've got 3 steps for you to get to this place. But one thing that I really want to stress is how mindfulness shrinks the amygdala. The amygdala, of course, is the fear center of the brain. And doesn't the amygdala just put us in handcuffs? I don't know about you, but I don't like that. I don't want somebody, something, or myself holding me back from the life that I want. And your amygdala is happy to do that at all times. Happy to do that. Because your amygdala isn't just trying to keep you safe, it's trying to keep you the same. And sometimes the same is not what you want. If you're trying to grow in your life and have the vibrancy that you want, then we are lifetime learners, and we are always seeking out the next piece of the pie. What's next in my life? What else can I have? What else do I want? And it makes all the difference in the world. So when we understand that mindfulness shrinks the amygdala, then we've got our fear center getting smaller. Yes, please. Anyone? Yes, please. Of course, that's what we want. When our fear center in our brain starts to shrink because of the fact that we are just starting to become more mindful and aware of what's going on and aware of our thoughts and our actions and our words, things start to change. It's just, you can't help it. Hey, Jane, I'm glad you're here. Hello there, everybody over there at TikTok. So one of the things that I have too, do you know the other thing too? I forgot to tell you about this. It's super important. You know what else happens when your fear center starts to shrink? You have less pain. That you experience less pain emotionally and physically. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that cool? They've got research studies to prove all of that. But the thing that I wanted to bring into this discussion here is about mindfulness. Are there actions that you can take? So many actions that you can take in order to bring about mindfulness. And they're all part of our morning ritual, where there's reading, writing, listening, eating, exercising, hydrating, and meditating. All of these things come together to create a state of mindfulness so that we can move the needles in our lives. Massively, massively important. So here's something that I have done, and I found this to be a really great practice. So I'm going to invite you into it. And that's reading with a pencil and an intention. So when you sit down to read, whatever book it is you're reading, I mean, I've got several books that I'm going through right now. As I'm reading, I set an intention before I start to read that I want to glean as much as I can from this so that, so I can learn, so that I can apply it to my life, so I can teach it. Whatever it is, that is my intention that I set before I read. So when you go after, start reading, you're going after it knowing that it's going to impact you, knowing that there's something there just for you, because you expect it. It jumps practically off the page and says to you, here I am, and you're just sitting there with your little pencil just as quickly as you can, underlining, going after it, making notes, using your highlighter, whatever it is. But that's because you're starting to read with an intention, with a pencil. You are prepared. You know that there's something there for you. So what I do is I allow the words to jump out at me. I see the phrases, the sentences, the ideas. And for me, a book is a study object. It's nothing to be worshiped and, kept clean and what have you. I work through that thing. I'm working all over it, pencil, paper, everything. I use my journal sometimes, but mostly I'm just writing off of that. And when those things start to jump off the page, those words start to jump off the page and things start to gel inside, it's going to gel inside of your heart and your head, because you've got ideas happening. Now you've got, you're being taught, because teachability is all a part of this. And that's your expectation as you sit down to write and read with a pencil and an intention. It's a very powerful practice, by the way. Give it a try. Number two is, and my journal's there too. Journaling also helps with the ideas, because sometimes you're reading something and all of a sudden you're like, oh, you know what I could do? I could do this. Journaling allows for ideas, concepts, new habits to develop. You can say, maybe instead of doing this, I should be doing that. Maybe the reason this isn't working is because I've got this other stuff here. So why don't I move this over to here? You know, it's a possibility place. And that's what a journal's for. A journal's there to help dump some of the stuff that's in your head, clogging everything up, so that you can get down to the place of getting creative with your life. It's just a big deal. You know, when we can get creative with our life, we can change our outcomes. So this allows for awareness, it allows for goal details, affirmations. You develop new I ams. Has anybody done that? Oh my gosh, I've done that so many times. Like, oh yes, I am creative. I am strong. I am stronger than I think I am. You know, I read that once and it just like blew my head off. Of course I'm stronger than I think I am. And of course you're stronger than you think you are. Because when we dig deep, boy, do we dig deep. And doesn't all of a sudden an idea come about or something happen? Yes, there is a release of all kinds of creativity that you didn't even know about. And that's the thing that's so cool. And you know what? It even helps you get to this place where, and I've had this happen with coaching clients. Oh, I don't like journaling. I hate journaling. I don't know what to write. I'm not a good writer, or this, that, and the other thing. They find themselves in the place of enjoyment, actually journaling, because the journaling isn't about the writing. It's about what happens inside of you as a result of the writing. Some days it's a brain dump. Some days it's an affirmation or a confirmation. Sometimes there's pages and pages. Sometimes there's just a little bit of something. But what it is, it's there for you. And it does the work for you. And it helps to trigger the stuff inside that needs triggering, the good stuff. Number 3 is listening actively. I'll tell you what, you want a good relationship, you want a loving, nurturing, good relationship, try listening actively. You know, that delivers results of a higher level of living, a higher level of a relationship. You have a relationship where you feel seen, and so does your partner. You have a relationship where you feel heard, and so does your partner. Develops better empathy and emotional intelligence. These are facts, y'all. This is all based on research. And it also gives you an opportunity to understand places where maybe we didn't understand before, but we can, simply because we're actively listening. And sometimes, instead of reading into what somebody is saying, we can ask questions and say, is this what you're meaning to me? Is this what you're saying? Is this what I should be ascertaining from all of this? Mary says, I see my struggles as an opportunity to grow. That's beautiful, Mary. On TikTok, she's saying that. It is an opportunity to grow. It's not fun, and nobody's going to get in line behind Mary and say, hey, let's go have some struggles. But instead, if we look at it with that viewpoint, then we have an opportunity, always an opportunity, to grow, to become, and to practice mindfulness, and to see the possibilities for solutions to these things. And of course, the genuine compassion, love, and care, that all just comes. That's a natural consequence. But even the practice, and I'm going to give you another thing too. I want you to practice this, and just everybody listen up here, because this is good. Try actively listening to a piece of music. It could be classical, it could be Eric Clapton, it could be, well, that's kind of classic rock though. I mean, you know what I'm saying. It could be Mozart, it could be Eric Clapton, it could be jazz, it could be whatever, opera. But listen to the music, actively listen to the music. Pick out the cello, pick out the different parts, pick out the percussion and all the different parts of it. Listen to the melody, listen to the harmony. Listen actively and watch the elevation of enjoyment go up. It's absolutely beautiful because it permeates your very being when you're just there to absorb. Oh my gosh, I'll tell you what, when I go to a concert, I make it a point. It's my intention. I set an intention before I go to a concert to do this very thing so that I could just come away just soaked in the beauty of what I've just experienced, because it is an experience. So mindfulness practices help you create a mindful way of life. Duh, right? And once you've experienced this whole new level, it makes living the old way unattractive. Who wants to be living and rolling around in pessimism and looking at everybody else and how they're screwing up your life and how everything's awful? I don't think so. I think what we want to look at is how to create a mindful life. And we do this simply by practicing with mindful practices, just like we talked about today. I don't know about you, but that just kind of yums me all up, makes me feel really good. And speaking of mindful, I'm going to give you one last opportunity. We just finished the webinar on Monday for the Hot Melt 30. You can watch it again. Go to savingdinner.com/30, THIRTY. If you want to be mindful during the holidays, not go off the rails, and put into practice all of these yummy activities and feel like your life is back in control again, go to savingdinner.com/30, THIRTY. I want to see you at that. We're going to be on Tuesday, November 1st. We're going to be signing our contracts. We have contracts and everything. I mean, this is a big deal. And for 30 days, we're going to be all in, with the Thanksgiving break, of course. Anyway, I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much for showing up, TikTok. And thank you so much for showing up as well, all of you in YouTube and Facebook. You are the best. I love you all. Peace be with you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.